he was so intelligent, shows your intelligence as well.
Thank
That
you.
you're a little leader that is about in the making. The fact that you are not, watching TV and doing all the things that children or young people your age are doing. You're looking to grow yourself at a point in your life that will be pivotal in making you the great woman that you're going to become.
Thank
So,
you.
one thing I will tell you, just make sure that as you are growing, that you are staying with people who are about to stay chaste. I'm talking to you like I talk to my daughter. Make sure that your body is a temple and it is not to be violated or desecrated, and to follow along with certain impulses. You are a treasure. You are the mother of civilization, and therefore you have to act as such. You have to be the example of that, because from your womb, when you are old enough, from your womb will be the next generation and generations to come.
Yes.
So, what you're teaching yourself at this particular time, your focus and your attention, you make sure that whoever that man is that you choose to be with you, because that's you, you're the one to make that choice. You make sure that he's not running the streets and he's not crazy, gang banging, because it's the truth is a lot of your children, I mean, a lot of your sisters are liking that type of guy. You don't want that. The nerdy guy, the guy that is studious, the guy that is church like in his mentality, the guy that has ethics, treats you correct. That's how you essentially become more spiritually aware.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you for calling in.
You
Take
too.
care, dear.
Bye.
All
Bye bye, darling. She's so adorable.
right. Definitely. What a show, right, family? What a show. What a show. You know, Doc, I got the idea for this show in the middle of meditation.
Ah,
In the middle of meditation. And it came, you know what's so funny, Doc? It came lightning fast. Where the average person would have missed the thought, but I caught
yeah.
it. And I said, well,
Mm-hmm.
what about a live calling show with Doc? And I
Mm-hmm.
said, and sometimes thoughts that happen so fast, you just be like, you won't pay
Yeah.
any mind to it. But I'm like, no, that's it. I got that idea for a reason. This is a legendary show, y'all.
Well, that's because you were using your observer. Your observer is
Mm,
now more in tune with your thinking process. So you're not letting all of these great ideas pass by. You're actually seeing them for what they are. You're not
indeed.
distracted. That's the
Yeah,
word.
indeed. No,
Hmm.
I'm definitely thankful for that. Gratitude, gratitude. Shout out to King Simon in the chat.
Uh-oh.
King Simon in the
Uh-oh.
chat. Uh, you got Dr. Valentine's website on the screen, 1-800 number for those of y'all who got questions about that thing we keep talking about. He'll help you out with that. We got the PayPal, email, kemitearth at Gmail, and the brother's email, sanu777 at Gmail.
Hmm.
Like I said, family, if you just came in, there's almost 5,500 people in the chat. We got to make sure we take care of Dr. Valentine. Look what he's doing with this show. Look who he's impacting. We got the 12-year-olds. We got the future star seeds calling in. I mean, this is amazing. This is amazing. So
Hmm.
make sure we take care of this brother. KemetEarth at gmail.com. That is the PayPal. All right, family? I want him to call me or text me and say, Rich, your people, yo, thank you, brother. I need that. That make me feel good. All right, let's get to the next. And shout out King Simon for always helping me out in the chat.
Indeed. Shout out.
All right, let's get to the next caller. We got about 20 more minutes. You cool with that, Doc?
Very cool.
We got about 20 more minutes. It's 10:20. I don't want to keep Doc too late. Let's go to Saturn. Saturn, can you hear me? Saturn, we're gonna have to go. Can you hear me, Saturn? Saturn.
Hello.
Saturn, what's up? You got a
Hello.
question? Yes, yes. Do you hear me, Saturn? All right. All right, we got to go. All right, let's get to, I guess it's Empress Cindy. Can you hear me? Cindy?
Yes, I can hear you. Blessed love and
Bless.
greetings.
Yes,
Blessed.
yes.
And I wanted to say give thanks to Dr. Phil for all that you do and give thanks, Brother Rich, same way. I'm just going to make this quick. I have two questions. Number one, Dr.
No, no,
Valentine.
one question. I'm sorry, one question. We
Okay,
got,
one
yeah,
question.
yeah.
Okay. With all the stuff that's going on and all the information that you're giving to I and I, Do you feel that any place on this earth is a safe place to be at this time?
Good
No,
question. All right, good
no
question.
place is safe because the way the technology works at this time, it will blanket the entire planet. The pollution and the poisoning of the planet. In fact, that's where they're attacking first. In
Hmm.
Africa, India, the population, you can put the entire world's population in Texas, but they're lying to you. Millions have already been killed.
Hmm.
And people don't know that there is a genocide going on right now.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
can tell you that where you are, they say wherever you go, there you are.
Mm.
So whatever your particular karma is, it doesn't matter where you go, it's going to
Hmm.
follow you depending on that. And that's the thing about karma. The thing is, we have to know that the people who are attacking us, they tell us through the movies, through stories, through the news, through just in the music, everything. They tell us
Yes.
what they're going to do. And the reason why the Illuminati tells us what they're going to do is that they circumvent that thing called karma. Because once they tell you, they cannot have a karma. You have the ability to counter it. So they will have to tell you all of their strategies. It's just that we are so distracted that they're not paying attention. They're slipping the message under the distraction.
Mm.
So
Indeed.
you're thinking one way and don't know that the attack is taking place right under your nose.
Mm,
So no,
Natural.
I would suggest that you know the best way to do that is to find out who in your community thinks like you, and then you pool your resources to get food, water, enough to take care of family, and those people that you take care of, making sure that you set these little groups in place: weapon, water, food, and shelter.
indeed. Thank you for the call, Cindy.
Thank you, sister.
All
Give
right,
thanks. Give
peace,
thanks.
peace. All right, let's get to the next call. Tim, what happened to Tim? Tim Webster, are you there?
I am. You hear me?
Yes, sir. You got a question?
I do. Ashe, Brother Rich, Ashe, Elder Valentine. It's concerning the tones that some of us hear in our head these days, a high pitched tone. That's not tendonitis. I
Hmm.
wanted to know if that's associated with downloads.
No, it's ARP.
Okay. I also have noted that I write the times down when these happen,
Yes.
and it often correlates with spikes in the Schumann resonance.
Uh-huh. HARP.
Okay.
High active oral research project. It's a
Okay.
Navy technology up in Alaska, but they have stations all around the world. So it's a
Yeah.
combined and coordinated effort to make sure that the frequencies that actually help you to tap into your spiritual self
Mhm.
are being subverted. They're being intercepted.
Um,
They're being perverted.
okay.
So when you meditate, there's a certain energy necessary to lock you into that particular resonance, that so-called Schumann resonance. When they put out a distorting figure, a distorting energy signature in the air that is connected to the 5G, they blanket the area that you would need to interface with these discordant energy patterns that come out as ringing in your ears.
Mm,
Indeed.
all right.
All right. All right. Thank you for
Thank
your
you very
question, my
much.
brother. All right.
You're
Peace.
welcome.
Peace. Peace. All right. Let's hurry up and get to the next. We're trying. I want to get to as many people as possible, family. So let's get to the technologist. Technologist. What's going on?
Brothers, thank you for
Peace.
this.
Peace.
Been waiting to ask this question forever.
Uh oh.
Been
Okay.
watching all the
Come on.
shows and
Come on. Bring it on. Come
throwing
on.
it in the chat, but I never get picked. Can I make a statement and then ask my question? It's only going to take 15 seconds
Go ahead,
for this
brother.
particular statement.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. It's about the things that you've been talking about tonight. So, are we essentially electrical beings or chemical beings? It's not a question, it's coming. However, the newer generations, like myself, we're chemically experimenting on food changes, soy added to all of our food, and various different chemicals. All of this relates. And for, let me see, um, some of the reasons for the different changes that you're seeing in the music, like you were saying, with this chemical and all the electronics that are around us, like electrical wires and all the electronic smog. But my specific thing is about the ions. However, you were talking about AI, and I work in technology. So I look at AI as a congregate of knowledge versus quantum computers being a resource that can tap into other dimensions. Chemtrails, you mentioned spraying
Brother,
things.
you got to hurry up, brother. I'm sorry. You got to
Okay,
hurry up,
I'll
brother.
go to my question. No problem. When ions are in your blood, are they essentially part of heaven? Because basically, um, there's an article that mentions how
Brother. All
ions
right.
can be.
Go ahead, Doc. You got to
I
let him
understand what
finish.
he's talking about. Thank you, brother. You're from your nature is from the Buddha strain of consciousness. You even look like him.
Yeah.
So, what I would suggest you look at as far as ions are based upon the actions of atoms, and atoms are actually paying attention to your thought processes. You are actually using energy. You ask if you're electric or chemical. You are electrochemical beings. You're an electromagnetic being and you're electrochemical. There's no division or distinction. We are the ones that's tearing us apart to give us these fragmented portions of ourselves. We are whole beings. We are avatars that are held together in a morphogenetic field that we call our aura. The morphogenetic means form holding. So the aura is holding us together, holding those ions, holding those quarks, those muons, those bosons. We're being held together in this flesh as light beings. At your basic essence is light. Because if you go all the way down to the cell and do the cell all the way down to the microbial levels, you're nothing more than spinning atoms and spinning quarks. So you are a light being. And so what they've done with AI is to interface at that level now. That's what the 5G was to do. The 5G was to set up a network, a s- well, you could say network, but a screening mechanism. Now, I would suggest to people that if you want to make sure that you cannot hear that ringing in your ear or to be interfaced with that new energy that they're dealing with, is that you set up a Faraday cage around your bed at night, and you start dealing with setting up what is known as a fence, a Faraday fence, which will cut out all forms of energy patterns. And I know the technologists will understand what I mean by the Faraday cage. Look up the Faraday cage and that will be part of your protection.
Excellent. Excellent. But thank you
Thank
for
you very
calling in,
much
brother.
for the question,
Thank
brother.
you.
Thank you.
All
Hmm.
right. All right, family. Let's get to the next question. Yeah, I don't mean to rush your family, but we have to get to as many calls as possible. We got to keep this thing flowing. When you just start rambling, it gets stagnant. It throws the energy off. So I like a good flow. That's what makes shows good, and that's been my strategy with my show every time I do a show. So Doc you only got about 10 to 15 minutes left. So we're gonna get to as many as possible. Let's get to Candace, another sister. You got a question?
Yes, greetings, greetings,
Peace,
Baba.
peace.
It is a pleasure, and to
Mm.
you, King Black Magic. I have a question as far as your schooling. I know it's off topic, but I've been receiving straight direct energies from sunbathing, where I'm now touching light without cord.
Hmm.
So, what training I need it. I'm like electrified here.
Well, I
Mm.
would tell you that maybe joining our next semester at our university will help you. And you remind me of when I was chasing Sly and the Family Stone, Sister Rose looked just like So that's good to see your face, sister. Yeah, I would suggest that for you, the first thing you need to do is to delete all of the judgments that you have in your system, all in the
Mhm.
brain, all of the catalog judgments that you've created throughout your life, all of the prejudices, the things that you feel, the situations that have made you feel diminished as a human, as a woman, as all of these things are all judgments that we have placed upon ourselves. and the university teaches you to delete that programming. And once you've deleted that programming, you fall into an empty space, a
Mhm.
complete space that does not belong to any of those illusions. And then you start to remake yourself at the microbial level, as I was speaking to the brother, because every thought is an atom that you create, and that atom is looking for manifestation, it's looking for embodiment. So every thought
Absolutely.
that you create is a embryonic embodiment waiting to be
I'm
born.
taking off. I follow you.
Think
Hey,
about that,
Asha.
and we'll probably have our summer program sometime in July.
I'll see you
th-
soon.
Okay.
peace, sis. Thanks for
Thank
calling in.
you. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Peace.
Thank you.
All right, what a great show. Let's get to another sister, real quick. No, you know what? This brother been here. Let's get to Detroit first. Detroit been here a little while. Detroit,
Good
what's going
evening.
on, my brother? Do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Good. I got to say good evening, brothers. I've been a long time listener.
Give
But
thanks.
Appreciate it.
all right, the question is, I know when those people tend to hide things from us, is something in the game. What's going on up there in the South Pole?
I was
I,
waiting for somebody to come to that part.
I knew this brother was ready because he got his headphones, he got his
Oh, yeah.
background,
Oh
and he
yeah,
ready. He a podcaster. He
I
yes,
love
sir.
it. I
go
love it.
ahead, Doc. Go
Oh,
ahead,
you
Doc.
have no idea, brother. They have shut down the South Pole because that's where they're meeting with the people who live beyond the poles.
That's what I was about to ask. I've heard
Yes.
that there's some other beings up there, but
Yes, yeah. There's a whole. We are on a flatted plane, and on that plane, the skies look the same throughout that entire plane. Our plane is under a specific bubble that essentially is about 13,000 feet. As you get towards the dome end, if you look in the Encyclopedia Britannica, which I will show you at in my new webinar, that they spoke about a dome that was a specific 13,000 feet high. That towards the ending, and this is
mhm.
and this has been tabulated. Those who are talking about flat Earth is clowns and so forth. I got the proof. I got the juice to show you that none of what you are seeing is a reality that they want you to see. They want you to stay ignorant. They want you to stay down a ball Earth.
Mhm.
That's where they control you. But you hit it, brother. The Antarctica is a ring. It's what's keeping the oceans in. It's
Okay.
about a 200 to 300 foot wall of ice,
Mhm.
and beyond that ice portion, going through a gate, because there's a vibratory gate to get out to the other side, because everything else is water and gases. What we're looking up in the sky with the spinning dome and all these things that they're telling you is these nebulas and so forth. That's all gases that's taking on light filters. And when you see the planets themselves, you see them throbbing, and they're just wandering. They're not spinning anywhere. They're just wandering. They're just blinking in and out. And what you're looking at is sonoluminescence. Sonoluminescence is sound in water. And as you could take a laser and shoot it into water, and all of a sudden a light ball, will take place. We're looking at nothing but water above the dome. And when you think about planets, which are wanderers, you're looking at the word, which is sound. The word, the WORD, made flesh, means made into matter. You're watching the word vibrating and reverberating through the waters above and the waters below. And those are the planets that they're telling you they're going to land on. Ain't nobody going to Mars. They're going up there to Canada, where the Earth. They have a particular island the Earth and the soil is particularly red, and they got the Mars rover blanking back information, and they got busted because when you started to study the Mars pictures, you saw a dead rabbit or dead gerbil off to the side. It's all garbage.
Doc, you crazy.
It's garbage.
Hey, hey,
The
brother.
people just
Thank you for calling, brother. I got to get to the next
yes,
caller. I
sir.
appreciate it.
Good evening,
All right,
fellas.
Detroit. All right, Detroit. Shout out to Detroit right there.
Yes, sir.
Brother had good energy. Let's get to Enoch.
Whoa,
Enoch, are you there, Enoch?
Yeah, greetings, Jeremy.
Yes,
powerful
sir.
name. Powerful name.
Yeah. What's your
Yes,
question, my
now.
brother?
Yes, Baba Phil Valentine. I know you for maybe 40 years from back in the days on Kingston and Albany. So we know you know the work. Basic question, but straightforward to it. What's the blueprint? You done did the work. The work has been done. Now it's just for the masses to go ahead and get it done. So what would you say is the basic five essential things that we need to do moving forward in the next 10, 20 years as a humoid family, as ancestral powers, because we done seen everything change. The food don't taste good no more. One time you're hungry, the next time you ain't hungry. So the water don't taste good no more, no matter how much you charge it with the crystals. Everything done change. Your chemistry, your energy. So we know that we evolving even above this whole sequence of life. So what would you say? What would you say would be the five essential things we just need to do for the next blueprint for maybe 20 years moving forward?
Well, this is the first thing is to consolidate as a community of like-minded people who will implement the things necessary for survival along those years. If you don't find the like minds that's ready to go to bat, to go to grind, to consolidate all resources to a collective mind, all you need is three or four people, five people to actually create that condition, or two or three families together that pool their resources. That's what they don't want us to do. They don't want us to pool our resources. I would say get off, if you do have the ability, get off of this particular dollar system right now. Start converting to gold with Glint, Glint pay, PAY.com, Glint PAY.com, and begin to move your resources out of the banks and into their system, which is essentially the ability for you to purchase gold. You can purchase gold directly, and then you can actually request from that purchase a MasterCard so that you're spending gold. Then I suggest that you deal with getting food and start consolidating a lot of the places where you can actually buy food. And this is survival food. Right now, it's about survival. It's not about you thriving like in the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is going to come down the line after we go through the conflagration. There has to be a conflagration, just like any healing. When you're healing from a disease and you're doing it naturally, you know you're doing it naturally when you're suffering. Understanding natural healing is a process of correct suffering. It's called orthopathy, correct suffering. And that's what we have to do, corrective suffering. At this point, we have to be able to get away from our appetites and our addictions to certain foods and certain habits, and begin to consolidate those energies and buying food, consolidating and getting water and storing water, and getting foods that are cans and foods that are perishable. Get weapons to protect what you are bringing together, and making sure you take your children completely out of this damn system, this system that is satanic in its nature, changing up. Did you know that when they worship of Satan is to defile the will of the universal creator, and to destroy everything that the creator is basically put down as the law. So what they do is they subvert it. They subvert your language to subvert your thoughts, so that they subvert your habits, subvert your sex. All of these are part of the battle strategies. So take your children out of school, consolidate with groups of families that can get your resources together, get out of the finances and get into the system, and what I call a compelled benefit. I'm not talking about, they talk about going from fire into the fire. Dr. Valentine's putting you in from the fire. Where are you going to go? What's your power? Do you own land? Do you own an army? Right now, everything that you're doing is being compelled. You're being compelled to do it. So the compelled benefit is to do what you can to fight a guerrilla fight, a warfare, by using things that you know after investigation. Don't just listen to me. After doing your due diligence, doing those things that you know you will survive through a guerrilla warfare. Because this is what we're going to have to learn to do. Tighten our belts, learn and teach your children who the enemy is, and to make sure you understand where you need to go when it all hits the fan. But one thing I would suggest to you, my brother, get yourself a good weapon, and get yourself the military armor, and go to a state where you can actually have your weapons and carry them, like where I am.
Okay, Hotep, beloved. Stay great. Stay prosperous, you to you and the
Thank you,
family.
bro. Say to you, well.
Peace, Enoch. Let's get to another caller. We gonna do about two more. Is good with you, Doc?
Two more is good.
All right. Let's get to Shirley White. Shirley White, what's going on? You got a question?
Yes, peace to
Peace.
you, Brother Rich, and peace to you, Dr. Valentine. I had a question for about your schooling. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I was wondering what would be good for her. Cause I see the handwriting on the wall with the school system now, and everybody pulling their kids out of school. So I was
Hmm.
wondering what would be good for her learning. Cause I noticed that she's not gonna be able to do the things that me and her dad used to did going off to school and college.
Right.
So these are different times now. So I'm trying
Hmm.
to prepare my
Very good.
family, loved ones, even
Good
though
point.
some of them
Yes.
don't listen, but I just wanted to get information on that.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. She's a little young right now, and her mind is distracted easily. She's discovering herself at this point at 3 years of age. It's all about self discovery. She's gone
Mhm.
past the stage, which is the 2 years of age, where it's me, mine, no, 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 and she's past that stage now. Now she's identifying herself through putting on little clothing, and she likes to look in the mirror at herself. And this is the point where you just nurture her child. Don't have her grow up too fast. So what you
Okay.
do is there are certain things like and they may have it. They may have black children in this, but you should get a program called Little Einstein.
Little
It's called Little
Einstein.
Look up Little Einstein, and shift it over into do it through your own teaching methods. I would also suggest that you go up to ISM Homeschool, ISM
ISM.
Homeschool.org, ismhomeschool.org. That's us, but we only take children in from 6 years of age and up. You can also go to UKS, and I think that Brother Richard put it down there. Go to uksnow.org,
UK.
uksnow.org, and go up to where it says books. And there may be some books there that you can actually have for the child. There's maybe coloring books that show children how to read Medu Neter or the hieroglyphics and so forth. But for a 3-year-old child, taking children to museums to see ancient Kemetic statues, ancient African statues, you are the one that the child is going to trust for the truth. So
Yes.
making sure that your father and the mother are teaching the child the wholesome way to learn, and make sure that your teaching is tactile. You don't want the child to just think that experiences are just based on a book, on a two-dimensional flat screen. You want to take that child and make sure that whatever that child is learning about can be touched, can be seen in 3 dimensions. That then begins to grow both sides of the brain, because today they're only growing one side of the brain with what
Yes.
they're teaching in school today. So teaching is more of a tactile situation for children. They have a short attention span, but what they do have is that ability to go into that space of imagination. Give her things that she can grow into by be learning to master certain things to put blocks into squares, circles into circles, and so forth. That begins
He
to
already doing that.
good. That begins to develop both sides of the brain, but you're on the way. So ismhomeschool.org, that's for children 6 years of age and up. But
You
if
said
you want
ISM
ISM, Institute for Self Mastery, that's what it means.
.org.
ISM homeschool.org, yes. And the other one is for the adults, but there in that adult site, you can go to find the books, and that's
Okay.
UKSNOW.org. That's the University of Commission Sciences.org.
All right,
Okay.
thank you for your
Thank
call.
Good luck.
thank
All right,
y'all. Peace and
peace,
blessings to you,
Peace and
brother.
blessings.
peace, Shirley. Let's get to I think this is gonna be the last call we take. Let's get to Dragon Manifest. Dragon Manifest, what's going on? What's your question, my brother?
Peace to the gods. I'm gonna make this real fast as I can. You nailed it right before Shirley did. Land, land, land. You got to buy land, my people. Um I started buying land in 2020. My land has 2x and 3x. I do have crypto, I do have stocks and other investments, but I'm telling you, family, um, buy land. Right now, you could buy land $50 down, $50 a month, no credit check, all that good stuff. Just check on the internet. Also, I talk about it on my channel, and I wanted to really ask a question to Brother Rich. Um, Look me up. Would you consider bringing me on your show to talk about land and buying land? Because to me, that need to be 70% of your portfolio. Bill Gates buying it up, Amazon buying it up, BlackRock buying it up. You know what I mean? Land should be
Yeah.
everyone's portfolio.
Let me ask you a question. I get what you're saying. Do you have a YouTube channel where you already
Yes,
talk?
sir.
All right, email me. I'm gonna put my email in the comment section, and you can email me your information so I could investigate you and check you out. All right, my brother.
And
Okay,
while
it'll
you're at
probably
it,
come from Dragon buys houses or Dragon buys homes, something like that.
I got you, brother.
and what you
All
need
right,
to do
peace.
is also interface with the black farmers as well.
I do. I do.
Good,
I'm farming. We on a well, all that good stuff. I want to share the information out there.
good.
Okay, thank
Very
you,
good.
brother.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Peace.
Since
Peace.
that technically wasn't a last question, let's get to one more. That brother just wanted my email, so I'll look you up, brother. I'll see what you about. Dragon Manifest. Uh, Lady Bell, what's happening? You got a question?
Hi, yes, I have a question regarding I've created a child with someone who's in and out, and they seem to be as well kind of more on the matrix side. How, like, what advice would you give in that situation?
How old is the child?
Just turned 1 years old about 3 days ago.
Well, you're the God in that child's life right now. Mother is God until the age of 7. So you have all that time to mold the infrastructures of your children's mentality or your child's mentality. That child is a blank slate right now, and you are the one that's writing on it.
Mm.
So don't worry about dad. Dad is somebody that children learn later on. They learn discipline, and they come to that discipline when they have reached the age of 7, or what they call the age of reason.
That's what I also believe. But in the situation, dad knows that, I think. Their spirit knows that, and dad has run off with the child.
Excuse me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You don't have the child with you?
Hmm.
The child is with you or not?
No, it just happened last week.
Well, I'm not sure.
Around his solar return, it happened.
Oh, but do you know where the child is?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Well, I'm not sure what the personal circumstance is, but I think that you need to talk to whomever the father is, and you'll come to some kind of understanding over that child, because he should come to the understanding that whatever it is that he has as a plan for the child, that you all need to lock in on the fact that that child is going to be your caretaker when you can't take care of yourself anymore.
Mhm.
So what kind of mentality are you going to engender in that child? Is it a nurturing one? Will that child love you unconditionally? Arguing and fighting and tugging and pulling. It's going to come down to that Solomon decision. Let's cut the child in half. Each one of y'all take a piece. And the one that loves the child the most will say no, give it over to the other. But understand, you're going to be all right. But you have to talk, and you have to talk without emotions, with the
Yeah.
focus of the child in mind, paramount. Okay?
All right, thank
Good
you for
luck.
calling. Peace. Whew, Doc, what a show!
Yes, sir.
Wow, wow,
Yes, sir.
some amazing advice you gave out tonight, Doc.
Give thanks. Give thanks. I haven't been out in the sun or anything in a long time. I've been so busy writing my book,
Yeah,
you know, and I fell asleep on it. But I saw the Jupiter ascending. It was nice, To what just get. Europeans just keep putting themselves in everything
yeah.
that has to do with spirituality in the future, and the people that are actually working what they call Operation Looking Glass.
Mm-hmm.
The people who do The Simpsons are part of a government experiment in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the Simpsons, they done made so many predictions, Doc. Oh man.
Yeah, and what it is remember the Illuminati, whomever they call themselves, they need to tell you exactly what time it is, but the mode in which they tell it does not have to be exact. They
Mm,
can leak the information out to you, and if you are along, because we have a lot of decoders out there, the
yeah.
people are only catching up now because of what it is that the Simpson has been. They purposely allowed the Simpson to go on for nearly 10 or 11 years until they caught up with what the Simpsons were doing.
Mm,
And so now the Simpsons have been telling you exactly what's been going on. We're finally seeing that people are taking paying attention to them.
mm,
But what it is you remember they know what the energy called karma really is.
mm,
They know that every action has a equal and opposite reaction. And that equal and
mm,
opposite reaction could come back on them unless they prepare the way. So if you have knowledge of what they have the ability to do or have been doing, and you're not taking any precautions or considerations to be the countermeasures to those, then they have no problem doing what they're doing because you have acquiesced or you have tacitly consented.
mm. Indeed.
They need your consent the same way
Mm,
that they need your signature when they have to create money to give you a loan for
mm,
money that does not exist.
mm, mm,
So your consent, because you are the value, your body and your energy is what's used to actually run this economy. But
mm,
now the economy is, if you notice, the economy is going belly up. That's
mm,
why they have to eliminate so many people because
mm.
they have to eliminate the debt. And who is the debt? You.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Okay.
You gonna be talking about that the whole debt and the finances on
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
you gonna
Towards the end, I'm going to be speaking about what you need to do with your finances right
uh,
now.
right.
And a lot of people have been playing games, and a lot of things have been coming out around what they call XRP
Mm,
and Bitcoin.
mm,
And you see all of the super huge people like BlackRock and the rest of them have been,
whew.
and Wall Street have been building up Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Well, that's a farce because their real money is going into the other forms of liquidity that will be used in the future. And those forms of liquidity are going to be on the blockchain, which is cryptocurrency.
Mm,
And the ones that are cryptocurrency that they're going to be using in order to deal with the debt and to put more liquidity into the system is XRP, XLM,
mm,
XDC, and each one of these will be dealing with a different aspect of commerce
mm,
and banking.
right.
The banking system will be using XRP so that they can deal with interoperable commerce as well as payoffs and channeling monies, trillions of dollars back and forth each day.
Mm,
XLM will be used by us as as a paying system that you will be in charge of,
mm,
and XDC will be dealing with contracts and
mm,
how you can deal with contracts cyberly and
mm,
how to keep up with those and so forth. And then there's of course there's IOTA, there's HBAR, there's Cardano,
mm,
and these are my top seven
mm,
because of what they have proven. And I would suggest to everyone to read the white paper for each of these particular programs so that you
mm,
get a better idea of where you're putting your money.
mm. Indeed. All right. Definitely look forward to Sunday and that part of Sunday especially.
Hmm.
Let's get to some Q&A real quick because I see people filling up the back. We're gonna be on here about an hour. Doc's gonna be talking for 10 hours this weekend, so I don't want to keep him up too late. He's been doing a lot of promo lately, y'all. So
Yeah.
like I said, let's keep this to one question. Let's get to I see Danny's first. Danny, what is going on, Danny?
Hey
Danny,
family.
all
Yeah,
right.
I noticed that. Hey family.
How you
Hi.
doing?
Just want to say greetings and get to my question I had in the last show with you.
Hmm.
Uh I'm a little nervous, I don't know why.
It's all
But
good.
hey y'all. So I have a question. We were talking about like how water has memory. So I was like, wow, I wonder does like the other elements like fire or wind have memory also?
Yes, that's a good point. It's part of the word, and the word is something that you hear as sound, and sound is actually the reverberation of consciousness at a particular level or at a specific frequency. So your voice has a particular print that is unique in the universe. So as you begin to speak, you create a unique pattern, a unique signature in the atmosphere, in the waters above. And then those things are like you as a woman, you incubate life in water within you.
Mhm.
So thoughts are incubated in the waters above as well. How strong they will become is based upon the intention that you placed on these thoughts, how much strength you put into it, how much attention, how much meditative concentration you've placed in these thoughts. And what you're doing is you're growing this fetal energy into a particular situation, person, place, or thing. And that's
Mhm.
why you are a creator. You were created by a creator, so therefore you hold the DNA of the creator in
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Hey,
Um.
Danny, I appreciate the question. We got to keep it moving with other people tonight, but thank you so much. All right, Danny, you hear me? Oh, she's cutting in and out.
Hmm.
Let me see something's up with her camera.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, she's gone. All right, shout out to Danny with the question. Let's keep it moving to Kevin Gonzalez. Kevin, what's up, my brother?
Yo, peace, brothers, peace. How you doing?
What's
¿Cómo
happening, man?
está bien, papi?
So my question is, today in my reality, where I stand, my wife is the one who is working, and I'm proud of her. She's gone a long way. She makes enough for us to continue, you know, having our environment exist in the way it does with bills and whatnot. While I stay at home with my kids, here we are eating dinner, listening on into the episode. And as I'm sitting here, my question is this would this be a form of the balancing of both sides of being, the the feminine part and the masculine as well, those two energies. Is this would this be an example in my reality of those things balancing? And I'm continuing on the side with my own stuff, building content, partnering with people, but also bringing out a message to the people. But besides that, like again, my main question is my by me doing my due diligence and my duty as a father here at home right now, am I balancing those scales?
You're
And is
doing
that
what
what
you're,
you call it?
yes, you're doing what you're supposed to do as a good man. You don't need to actually make any excuses or think you need to have excuses in order to do what you have to do to take care of your family. I had to do the same thing, but I actually worked from my home. And what she's doing is supporting you so that you grow and take over from her when the time comes. So I know that you're not going to just sit idly and let her work. You're doing something that you're going to do to work so that you can stop her from working to come home and be the mother that she was actually created to be. So don't there's no shame in it, brother. Right now everybody's in survival mode. And whatever it is she's doing, she's a good woman. She's doing what she needs to do, just like you're doing what you need to do. And the most important thing right now are those seeds that you are growing in the soil of what you have as your convictions. Those convictions are the soil. Those children see what it is to cooperate, what it is to be a good man and a good woman. So have no fear, don't be shamed. You're doing exactly what is necessary. I applaud you, by the way.
Thank,
Thank you,
thank,
thank
thank,
you.
thank you, thank you for coming on, Kevin.
Peace, peace.
Peace, my brother. All right, let's once again, family, make sure you sign up this Sunday. I'm gonna share the link. Let me put this link up because we're all getting ready. You know, they had the Super Bowl last Sunday, so we gotta have our Super Bowl this Sunday. You know, we gotta have our event. We gotta have our event this
Yeah,
Sunday.
but we're not gonna be phony. We're not gonna script anything
Oh
other
yeah,
than the truth. You know
oh
what I mean by that, right?
oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Two February 18th at 2 p.m. is going down. Just share the link. Let's keep it moving. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Tanithia Sky Goddess. I appreciate it. Let's keep it moving with my brother Freedom Culture. Freedom Culture, what's happening, my brother? What's your question?
What's going on, brother Rich? How you doing, brother Valentine?
How you doing, brother?
My question is, I simply wanted you to, can you expound on what the currency of our attention is worth?
It's a good one. The currency of your attention is what it is that moves the entire planet forward. And that's why they want it so badly. And that's why you pay so unconditionally. Your attention is no longer conditional, it's unconditional, which is why it doesn't give you anything. When your attention becomes conditional, it means you become more focused. It means that you have a purpose, and that purpose is not being interfered with. There are no jamming signals or frequencies against it, and your intention and your attention are working together to move you forward against all the obstacles that the beast will put before you. And so I applaud those who actually are asking questions on this level because the mind is where they're attacking. That's where the war is going to take place. They already told you that we do not fight against men. We fight against principalities in high places. They talk about high places, they're talking about higher frequencies. So when you have that type of attention, brother, and you're dealing with the attention and you're sparsely giving it out, and when you give it out in small pieces. You do not open up yourself completely to the type of nonsense that's going on. Make sure that the money that you pay, that you call the psycho-spiritual currency that you pay with your attention, make sure that you are getting back what that attention has actually been released for. In other words, when your attention is being given, when you're paying it, what are you receiving back? Make
Okay.
sure that whatever you're receiving back is worth it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Thank
the
you.
question, my brother. Take it. All right, peace. All right, let's keep it moving. We started off great so far, y'all. We started off great. I could just imagine how the workshop is gonna be. This